Bonani, Dumilang, Afsheni, hello, Goeiemorgen, Goeieand, Molweni, wherever you are right now, whichever part of the day you find yourself, I hope you're well, keeping track of those thoughts and striving to be the highest and best version of yourself. Welcome to it. This is the Jules with Gem podcast, and I am your host, GiGi. I came across an amazing post, and it read as follows. It's the doing of the thing that undoes the fear. Can I get an amen? Yes. We are in service today. It's the doing of the thing that undoes the fear. And we share this with you guys because I feel like we are just so ruled by fear. By fear. Most of us don't want to do the things that we are passionate about because siyasaba. Scared ukuthi bazothina abantu. Scared of failure. Scared to even just try. We even scared to dream. Some of us are just scared nje because asinayo nje self-confidence. We just don't believe in ourselves. We don't believe in our dreams. We don't believe in the things that we think about. We don't believe in the things that we imagine. We don't, and honestly speaking, the reason why I even wanted us to have this conversation is because I feel that fear is just something that lives in each and every one of us. Yes, it's good. It's definitely good to have an element of fear. But we cannot have it be the whole ingredient, guys. I mean, maupega, obviously, ding oily, mazambane, anyanisi, spice, 6 Ganyana, Norman Robertsons. You need certain things to be added. You don't just work with one specific ingredient or one specific element. You kind of try and work with different things to make an even bigger thing. But some of us, it's like fear is the only ingredient, which is, fear and procrastination actually, because I feel like sometimes they go hand in hand. Guys, to the point where we don't even start anything. It just kind of just stays in our minds, rent-free. And then when we see another person doing it, we're just like, oh my God, we want to run into a big hole and just cry, especially if we see that other person being successful at that one thing that we actually wanted to do. Now we are mad. Now we are walking around just being mad at everyone, at the world, and just being like, oh my gosh, the world is unfair. And even just the thought of just putting your dream or having plans of how you'd like to execute it, it's almost like si preparer nje i-hike yase Mount Everest. And guys, sometimes I'm feeling like sidinga nje ukukhunjuzwa man. Just ukukhunjuzwa ukuthi we can all start with logo kuncane esinakho. We can all start with the little that we have. It's possible to be inspired by just your surroundings. It's possible to be inspired by the dreams that you have. It's possible, to be inspired by a screenshot lapi phone yakho that you probably have millions of that you have not revisited since the time or screenshot. Yes. I'm also a victim, so ngizbalile khona lapho. Best believe it. It's like we end up being so confined, so limited to our fears and the things that we don't want to do because we think, umsebenzi ongaka. Or some of us, we even start. Some of us siyaqala sithi izinto sizoqhubeka ngalento le esiyimisele ngayo, and then eventually we get to a point where we're like, umsebenzi ongaka ayingengikhona bese sibona omunye umuntu ayenza. Not that that person wasn't going through the same struggles, no. The only difference was they were able to go all the way with it. And I'm not going to say it's about how badly you want it, because I feel a lot of the times, a lot of us, we are going through things that even we don't even understand. We are dealing with fears that we don't even understand. We are dealing with limitations that we ourselves, we don't even understand. We don't understand why we are not motivated to work towards our dreams. But we are motivated towards being used by others. We are motivated towards having sex with someone, with people even, that we know don't love or appreciate us. You understand? And sometimes, because we all go through that. We are just inspired by ezingena alignment with who we're supposed to be, who we're meant to be, the people we could actually be. So as in guys, I just don't want us to lead lives whereby we reach a certain age and now we start blaming other people for dreams of ours that we have never realized, or that we have never given a chance to materialize. Like, let us realize ukuthi sisazobhora abantu, sisazohlekwa. Yazi usazoba inhlekiso emphakathini wena, usazoba inhlekiso emphakathini. People are still going to be like, oh my god, angazi ukuthi ucabangani, animbhekini ucabanga ukuthi lento le yakhe izosipana. Look at them, they think what they're actually doing is going to work. Abantu bakuhleke ekhoneni. Some of them won't even bakuhleke ekhoneni, bakuhleke live in front of your face, laugh at you in front of your face and be like, well, they think it's going to work. Guys, let us even understand that, like, even family, you may love your family to death. You may love them to death. But there's a part of you that can't stand them because they don't think the way you think. They don't aspire to the things that you aspire to be, to have, to become. Honestly, I feel to like as fun singabantu, and I always try to be inclusive of this fact because I am aware of it. I've seen it. As fun singabantu, abanye abantu ba grand, guys. Abanye abantu ba grand. Ngokuthi bahlale la bahleli khona, bashade, babe nezingane, go to work 9 to 5, Monday to Saturday, blooming on Sunday, bahole leyo mali leyo bayiholayo, get paid what they're getting paid. No, my 500 ngeviki, 500 rand per week, ngigrand. There are people like that. There really are. And I would see omunye umuntu ke who wants more, or who is aspiring to more. No, I think that's where siphazama khona. Asikho ngcono kunomunye umuntu. We are not. Just because when you want more for yourself does not mean that you're better than the next person who is pretty content with, all that they have. It's not really, it's not a race. There's no need for that. There's honestly no need for that. So again, I'll say it again. Let us realize that we are going to be shunned. We are going to be laughed at. And there will be people close to us, as close as family, as close as ubhuti wakho, usisi wakho, or umyeni wakho, who are not going to believe in you. But I'd like to say that we owe it to ourselves to honestly be the best that we can be. And to look forward to the best tomorrow. I'm not even going to say a better tomorrow. No. The best tomorrow. We owe it to ourselves to look beyond our circumstances. We owe it to ourselves to not look or defend. Not even defend, depend on others to motivate us to work on our dreams. Like, guys, you think we're at school, we're on a playground, merry-go-round, sise daycare, sise crash. La khona where it's routine like. Back Jelly was okay, 8 o'clock. Guys, hambani yodla jungle oats. 8:30, nyodla lemzwinkini. 9 o'clock. Skatuklala, nap time. Guys, no, those days are way over. Those days are way over. We cannot look to other people to depend on them, to motivate us, to inspire us for our dreams. There's no way. There's no way we can do that. You know, if you know you're fortunate enough to have, you know, umzali or abazali bobabili around you in your life consistently, you know, consider yourself blessed, but also pretend as if abekho, because in all honesty, where they're not going to be around. They're not going to be around to mentor you. They're not going to be around to, you know, give you a shoulder to cry on. They're not going to be around to support you. They are not going to be around to wipe your tears. They are not going to be around to bail you out. They are not going to be around. We need to gain some sort of independence. And, you know, I think also just hold ourselves accountable. And you know, I feel like most of the things that I actually talk about and I bring onto this platform and I bring into my podcast is things that I've been through as well. No, guys, but it's because I realize that these are conversations that we should be having with ourselves. If not having with people that are close to us, we should be having these conversations with ourselves. Okay, do I want to spend the rest of my life in this situation? If you're comfortable in that situation, okay, fair, because obviously situations are not the same. But then if you are comfortable in that position that you are at that point in your life, imele ingathi mawuzo approach abanye abantu bathi hayi wena, you're so comfortable, you're in your zone. Have the sabit, have the liver, have the sbindi to be like, yes, and in iskhathele and in grand, I'm comfortable, and stand your ground and be assertive about you being comfortable in that place. And actually, it's not even about people, but it's just about being accountable, defending yourself, you know? Because I promise you, a lot of people, even though you are comfortable in that position, a lot of people will come to you and say, yes, bonne potentially blind. I'm pretty sure we've all had. I'm pretty sure, and I would say, like, being a bit. Honestly, I'm pretty sure everyone has come across people that are like, yeah, only potential blind. You know, and then you're just like, yeah, okay, whatever, this is me, okay, that's good there, right? Carry on, moving along, you know, like, let's just hold ourselves accountable. Let's be like, okay, I'm comfortable and ngizoba grand, ngizojabulela nabangani bami, even if abangani bami they prosper or they desire or manifest, you know, things that you consider better than your current circumstances. Ubajabulele ngenhliziyo emhlophe and not have that element of envy. Be accountable for what you have accepted and be able to defend that. For me, I always look at it as, imagine as a woman, ushade nendoda, and okay, indoda ithi yazini babes, ngifuna ukuthi sihambe siye to, you know, a family gathering, you know, for Christmas or, you know, any other family day, or any other day that, you know, you might consider special in your family. Okay, niye. And of course the family knows you, but now they're getting to spend more time with you, and they start realizing some truths about you. Wouldn't you want your husband or your partner to defend you, to say, even if they were to say something like, oh, okay, siyabona ukuthi uney'ngane eziwu-5, are all of them from the same father, for example. I just wanted to make this extreme so that you guys can understand what I'm trying to say. Wouldn't you want a partner that's going to be like, excuse me, do you not see my presence? You don't speak to my person like that. You don't speak to my partner like that. This is my partner. Wena unkina club. And that's how we should be for ourselves in our decisions as well. Be able to have boundaries, be able to be assertive, be able to hold ourselves accountable. And I'll even go as, a step further and say, let us be motivated by, our parents' mistakes so that we can have better judgment. Because obviously, if we're aware of the mistake and we're able to realize it, we're able to then, have better judgment. We're able to discern better. We're able to say, as keep. I said, guys, let's just do better. Let's just do better. You guys get what I'm trying to say. Let's make ourselves proud, in essence, is what I'm trying to say. Let us all leave our individual marks behind. And let us not be judging and be judging each other. Shame. For E. Do you feel good? Like, do you feel good when you say that? Would you feel good if you were to hear somebody say that about somebody else? I know I wouldn't. I know, like, I've been in situations like that where, people around me have said things like that, and I'm just like, why would you even say something like that? That just makes you ugly. Like, let's just work in alignment. Why everything in nature? In nature. I love nature for the fact that it brings clarity, for the fact that it brings balance, for the fact that it just makes sense. If you look at nature, everything works in unison, in harmony. I mean, a tree doesn't need to speak to a bird. A bird doesn't need to know, a bird doesn't need to be told, oh, here's a branch, how about you make yourself comfortable here? No, of course not. A tree is not going to talk to, a bird in that way. But a bird will know, oh, okay, this branch is firm enough to hold me and my 10 eggs, for example. And it goes there and it just izakhela umuzi iqhubeke ngelife ayisabhekanga ukuthi kana siphathi wetsangu mole who siphathi wetsangu with her children and her life, and it's her business. It's her business. All I know is that at the end of the day, we will all have homes, and that's just what matters. So, guys, let's learn to be patient with ourselves, especially. I think we put ourselves under so much pressure. I even see it now, like even with influential people. I seem to find that we put ourselves under so much pressure, guys. Like, it's not even funny. It's like, if you are influential, and maybe let's say you're somebody and you're for example, I'm just making an example of umgosi, which is gossip, because it's something that changes very frequently. Like, if you are that type of person that's constantly on top of, igame yako, then, or if you are in that industry, if you are in that industry, then you realize, okay, you need to be on your game. Or at least you know that you would like to be the person that is always delivering content at the right moment, at the right times, to the right people. However, guys, we are only human. there are going to be times where we are just going to be so tired to not keep up with anyone, not even the Kardashians. There are just going to be those times, and being able to be accepting of that. Why would you want to put yourself under pressure for being a second late because that other gossip channel uploaded something before you could, or they have 10 million views and you have 1 view? Why do we succumb to that pressure? Why do we put ourselves under that pressure? We don't have to. We really don't have to. Who decides who's the best? Who decides who's better? It's people. People. Like you and me. Like we are having a conversation right now. You and me are the people who actually make the decisions. Not everything is going to be appealing to every single person. So, again, let's learn patience. Most of the time, I also feel like we don't even need, other people to tell us what we need to do, because we kind of already know. We already know. I don't know what it is we're waiting for, because 10 people telling you the same thing should be a strong enough firecracker up your bum to get moving, but other people need a bit of more of a push than others. So yeah, the sooner we realize the power that lies within us, the sooner we can lead our own lives and not really need any validation from others. Remember, I said validation, not allowance, not approval. No, that we can do without, because we need that from ourselves first. Because at the end of the day, you are the one that sleeps with yourself. You sleep with your conscience. You're the one. Guys, the sooner we can fail, the sooner we can bounce back, only to make better decisions, to build longer lasting legacies, longer lasting relationships, just overall fulfillment in every aspect of our lives. Also important to understand that, nobody in this world owes you anything. Nobody. Well, except maybe for your parents, because but let's not even go there. That's a different topic for another day. Very sensitive topic at that as well. And I think just understanding that you already have everything you need. You are enough already. Knowledge is definitely power when it's applied. Theory only makes sense when you put it into practice. Otherwise, yini point. Yini point. There is no point. I actually want to say that even when I think about the past and how we have evolved, if you will, sometimes I feel like we have not, but I digress. How it used to be back in the days when there were actual factories around, and most of the areas, even the areas where we stay right now, were industrial areas. Like I know where I stay, it used to be a farm. And how when you would finish school, you would immediately go into doing a trade, in those factories, whether that be a general worker or a carpenter or a mechanic, or but now we just tore all of those buildings down, and we're like, sizokwakha izindlu, abantu badinga izindlu, sizokwakha ama-mall, or not even ama-mall, sizokwakha isonto. And then we still go to the same church where we bulldoze an entire factory. We still go into that same spot where the church is now built, and we pray for imsebenzi. And that's just what I mean by, the reverse evolution or the illusion of evolution, if you will. So I think let's not be distracted by the superficial going-ons of the world, or going-ins of the world, going-ons that are going in the world. You guys get what I'm trying to say? I think that's why they're there in the first place, to distract you from, what you're actually supposed to be doing. You know what you're supposed to be doing. And really, what I'm trying to say here, the conversation that we are trying to have with each other here today, let us not allow false evidence appearing real to prohibit us from living a life of fulfillment. Mina ngizonikeza example ngami, because I don't feel comfortable discussing things that I haven't experienced firsthand, at least, or that I have not seen somebody else encounter. But even then, it still won't be the same. However, mina ngiyazazi ukuthi I'm prone to procrastination, and because I know very well that the number one killer of dreams is procrastination, is putting things off, is being like, no, I'll do it tomorrow instead of today. And I also know that I would be really upset if somebody were to have the same ideas that I have and run with them, and I'm there to see them do it. And most times that's really what will actually be motivating me. Like, yes, okay, this thought came to me for a reason. Now, what am I going to do about it? Since I got it, what am I going to do about it? And trust me when I say that's only what motivates me, I'm also adding the fact that at times it is what motivates me. Because at times I'm just like, I can't tell it goes, I can't. And other times, procrastination is just based on wanting to do and be the best. And if I cannot achieve that, then and it's like being a perfectionist to the point where if I'm not, sounding too good, like mang shama recording, if I'm not sounding too good, if it's not good enough, if I don't have, like the best graphics, guys, I'm definitely not going to be, I'm not going to, I'm going to be feeling, substandard. I'm not going to feel like my best self. But then there's also those days where I'm like, you know what, as long as, I'm getting a point across, as long as I'm able to start conversations and really, have us have, or rather have us share different perspectives, have us thinking, even with a, like a black backdrop in the background, I would have succeeded if I can achieve just that. Just to get you thinking, just to get you writing, just to get you executing. Got the face. Thank you so much for tuning in. Let me know in the comments down below what your dreams are, what you're afraid to do, and if you've conquered any of your fears and what your journey has looked like thus far. Show me some love and subscribe to my channel. Again, your time spent is much appreciated. Till next time, you know what you gotta do, so keep doing what you do. Peace, love, and most of all, light.